Hey, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me. So, today's reading, we're doing how did they feel the last time they saw each other, or maybe they saw you, who knows? Okay, but how did they feel the last time they saw you? All right. So, there are three groups: group one, the amethyst, group two, the clear quartz, and group three, the blue apatite crystal. Okay, so group one, two, and three. Take a moment if you need to, pause the video if you need to, if you need to take some time to choose your group. But I will see you all in your reading. Hey, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the first group, the amethyst, then this reading is for you, alright? So the person on your mind, how did they feel the last time they saw you saw each other? So we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. We also have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So I have to say, it feels like the person you're asking about, they felt as though you were over something negative that happened between you both. They felt like you were feeling stronger and like you were healing as well. They also felt like you had forgiven them. They were torn though on whether or not you had really let it go, but they feel like, I don't want to say on the surface, but they did feel like you had forgiven them to some degree. They also felt like they were ready to put any past issues or any issues and problems that you both had behind you. They definitely felt like the moment or your relationship is more grounded now. They felt like things were quite grounded between the both of you, even though things could have gone left or things could have been chaotic. They felt like maybe you both or you handled this situation or you handled the interaction well in like a grounded and calm way. But they did feel happy that you both could kind of like make up. But they did feel like you still had some fears and that some things were still up in the air or confusing. Not for you, but maybe for them. Because there were some things, or there have been some things in the past that maybe you both haven't really discussed yet. But maybe they felt like it wasn't the right time to bring it up, especially because you guys seem to be on like a more balanced kind of footing as well. And because it seemed like you have kind of like put certain things behind you, they kind of don't want to like bring it up and maybe ruin the moment, you know? Or go back into like an uncomfortable place or uncomfortable situation with you. So they kind of felt like maybe it was best to kind of leave some things up in the air for now. So they did feel anxious about the attraction and chemistry between you both. And depending on who this is, they either felt worried that the sexual attraction you both had is like frayed and not really the same. But for others of you, like if you're not asking about a romantic relationship, they felt like the natural bond you both shared in the past is kind of like just not the same. It's kind of frayed. But they felt like you were kind of releasing any emotional baggage either with them or in your personal life. they did kind of get the impression that you just wanted to maybe focus on the positive. But I have to say, they did feel like you showed some signs of jealousy, but you didn't make a big deal out of it. But they felt like they had to or did adjust well to the new dynamic, or energy in your relationship. They felt ready to leave the past in the past, but also felt like it would be a while before you're both able to kind of like wipe the slate clean entirely, you know, and like have a proper fresh start. But they did feel like you both were headed in that direction. They were hopeful that you were both headed in that direction. They did feel bad for behaving so recklessly in the past. And I have to say, like, the fact that you both were able to maybe fix or work through certain things, they did feel a bit arrogant about that for some reason. They also felt a little risky the last time they saw you. Again, depending on who you're asking about, if you both did something risky together, they felt good about it. They did feel like it was hard to control themselves around you as well. They did feel a bit scattered, they did feel a bit anxious, and it almost feels like they were overstimulated. But overall, like, they feel like the last time they saw you, it went well. So we have cautious. So again, like, they did feel a bit anxious. They did feel a bit cautious of maybe what could have happened between you both, or like how that interaction would go. But because you seemed like you kind of maybe wanted to move on or maybe not discuss it, they felt a bit more relieved in that. But even though like things may have been good in that moment, or good may be an overstatement for some of you, maybe it was just like calm. And like there was no like, I don't want to say no tension, or just like no heat or no conflict. And because of that, they did feel cautious of maybe like the future, or, you know, if that conflict can maybe show up again in the future. So we also have hypocritical. So the last time they saw you, they also felt like they were being too critical of you. I know it's hypocritical, but that's not what's coming out. It feels like they felt like they were being too critical of you. More so in the past, or like recent past. It feels like they have awareness of it. They're not really regretful about it or anything like that, but they do have some awareness around them possibly being critical of you. Unnecessarily, possibly. Or they kind of just realized that they were wrong. It doesn't really feel like they think they were wrong, but they maybe felt like they were unfair in being critical of you. We also have outspoken, I'll put it there. So they actually felt like they weren't outspoken enough. Again, that could go back to them feeling anxious. like not wanting to restart any tension or restart any conflict. We also have questioning. So with this questioning card, the last time they saw you, they were questioning whether or not they should. I mean, Ace of Pentacles, maybe invest like more time into you, or whether they should make an effort. Actually, making an effort doesn't really feel like what it is. Like maybe open a new door. For some of you, that whole fresh start, they're questioning whether that's possible. But for a lot of you, they were questioning whether or not they should kind of put in that time or make time for you. So we have, I want to break our energetic bond. So the last time they saw you, they felt like you were the one that was more ready to kind of break that energetic bond between you both. Whether this is like breaking the connection you both had, breaking the relationship, or kind of just like breaking free from the past and the tension and any conflict and frustration that could have happened in the past with the Ten of Swords, maybe a betrayal. But yeah, they kind of felt like you were thinking of breaking up with them. Not breaking up with them, but breaking some kind of energetic tie or feeling that was there between you both, whether it's animosity or whatever it could be specific to your situation. So we also have, I want to feel your skin against my own. Okay, so how did they feel the last time you saw them? So the last time they saw you, they definitely felt that urge to be closer to you. Again, like what came out before, like they did feel like the relationship connection, that bond you both had was like kind of frayed. So they did feel like that desire, that urge to kind of be closer to you. We also have selfless. So we have selfless. So the last time they saw you, they felt like they needed to be more selfless towards you. They also have my mind is elsewhere. So again, like they did feel like kind of scattered, anxious. They felt like their mind was elsewhere as well. And it feels like their mind was elsewhere because they were still thinking about the past. So we also have it's for the best. Okay, what did they feel like was for the best? So they also felt like coming out of their shell, coming out of their comfort zone was for the best. But they maybe didn't feel like they kind of executed it well. Like they feel like maybe they didn't kind of maybe show that through their actions or their words. So we also have hurt. So the last time they saw you, they also felt worried, or they kind of just felt like you both could end up hurting each other again, or they could end up hurting you. It doesn't really feel like they thought too much about you hurting them. And finally we have, I'm so used to flying solo. So the Four of Swords, like they kind of felt like you were preferring your peace. Maybe preferring to be independent from them. Maybe they felt like you had forgiven them, but maybe you were wary about getting too close. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense and all that stuff. But I'm wishing you all the best, all right? Take care. Hey, welcome to a reading if you've chosen the second group, the clear quartz geode, then this reading is for you. Okay, so how did they feel the last time they saw you? 10 of Cups upright, High Priestess in reverse. So they felt really happy the last time they saw you. They felt like you were happy as well. I don't know, this could be happy to see them, happy to be around them. This could, like, depending on like how they saw you, they could have maybe just felt like you just looked happy in general. But yeah, the last time you saw them, you made them smile. It could be that they maybe felt like you both made each other smile. So they felt like they were seeing you more clearly, like they felt like there was more transparency from you, even if you weren't actively trying to be transparent with them. So the last time they saw you as well, they kind of felt as though you had like a really lovely relationship with your family and all your friends, or you just had a lovely home life. They felt like you looked content and you looked happy. They felt as though you were sweet and kind as always, and they felt like you were stable and doing well. And they felt like you both mesh well, or there is a potential for you both to kind of like mesh well. But yeah, they felt like you were recovering and that life was a little less difficult for you. They felt that you were a lot of fun and creative. Like it could have been like the moment, in that moment you were like fun and creative, or they kind of just saw you and kind of saw that fun and creative side of you more than they had in the past. It feels like they noticed that you are like a passionate person, maybe really passionate about certain things. They also felt like you were great with children, or you're just really personable in general, whether that's with kids and adults. they felt like your energy was just really attractive, not only to them, but like to other people. They did feel a little sensitive the last time they saw you. Why did they feel sensitive? Was it because of you? For some of you, they felt sensitive because they felt like they had judged you wrongly in the past, or judged you too harshly. But for a lot of you, it may not even be that. It could have been like because they're seeing you more clearly, it kind of just made them more like emotional where you're concerned. Maybe they were kind of like fully digesting like maybe who you are as a person or who you are in certain environments, like that kind of caring side of you, that supportive side of you, that kind side of you, and you know, that lovable side of you, and loving, you know. So it kind of like touched them. That could be the more like appropriate word. It touched them the last time they saw you. But yeah, they thought you were caring and nurturing, whether that was towards them in general or towards someone else. But yeah, they felt like they found out more about you, or even if they knew this was like who you were, it felt like they were seeing it more clearly, you know? They definitely felt like they were holding back their feelings for you and holding back on being honest with you, but they didn't feel a need to push or, you know, express how they were feeling about you. Maybe wrong time, wrong environment. But after the time or moment had passed, like later in the night or later in the day, like when you guys weren't, you know, with each other anymore, or they had, you know, like weren't like looking at you anymore, whatever it could be. But yeah, it feels like they kind of later realized how desirable you are to other people. But yeah, they kind of felt like they should have more confidence in you. They also had sexual fantasies about you after as well. But in the moment, they could have felt like you didn't really want to speak to them. Like, even though they felt like you were good, they could have felt that you were maybe a bit off with them. You know, even if from your perspective you weren't, you know, and you were just like normal, you know, but the vibe they got is that you were a bit off with them. So we have fearless. So, that was clarified by the strength card. So the last time they saw you, they did feel like admiration for you. Like they did feel like you were very admirable. They felt like you were fearless, brave, courageous, all that good stuff, you know? Like they definitely saw, yes, they saw a creative, fun, soft side to you, but they also saw how like strong and capable you were as well. So we have non-competitive. So they did kind of get the feeling that you weren't going to compete for them. Like you weren't going to like give more than you get. You weren't going to, yeah, put yourself in that position where you're chasing someone, specifically them. We have supportive. But yeah, they felt like you were super supportive, or you're just a supportive person in general, and they were kind of like noticing that. They also felt like they should be more supportive of you or show some more support to you. And we also have modest. So the last time they saw you, they felt like you were modest, you are modest, not modest, maybe just like a humble person. For some of you, they kind of maybe felt like you were dressed modestly, but that may not even have anything to do with the way you're dressed, but it feels more like your energy, you know, they felt it was like calm, reassuring, you know. So we also have, I don't feel like I can be my truest self around you. So they kind of felt like it's hard for maybe both of you in a way to be your truest selves around each other. Or maybe in the environment that you guys are both in, like they maybe feel like it's hard for you guys, yeah, to be your truest selves with one another. So we also had talk dirty to me. So the last time they saw you, they did feel like you have like a sexy voice, but this is something that they kind of maybe notice more, or kind of just like, do you know when you notice something but then it goes away and then it comes back? So maybe realized that you have like a very lovely voice. Do you have more from that card? For some of you, like, even though you were grounded, content, happy, they felt like there was that bit of a disconnect between the both of you. Maybe they felt like, not that you were being hard on them, but you just wasn't super soft with them, like maybe you are with other people, or as like the kind of energy you were giving off, like you weren't, there was still that kind of, I don't want to say hostility, but yeah, maybe hostility or that tension, like that's what they felt, even if you were kind of like, there was no hostility coming from me, but that's how they kind of perceived it at the time. So we also have, I want to go slow with you. So they definitely felt like they want to move forward with you, but they definitely, you know, felt like they needed to take their time. They want to take their time. We also have affection. So the last time they saw you, they definitely felt a lot of love for you. They felt a lot of affection for you as well. For some of you, they could have felt like you were showing that same affection to them. So we also have, you are strong, but you don't have to do this alone. So yeah, they felt like you were incredibly strong the last time they saw you. Wait, hold on. So they could have also felt like you needed more support. Or they kind of just felt like giving you more support. We also have I deserve better. So they feel like you definitely give off that energy that I deserve better. I know what I deserve. I know what I'm worth. And that's kind of something they saw and realized about you the last time they saw you. And finally, we have liquid courage. So they definitely felt as though they held back the last time they saw you. For some of you, they kind of felt like maybe they do need a bit of liquid courage to kind of talk to you and kind of just tell you how they feel and be like completely like vulnerable. So this is really depending on the environment you guys were both in the last time they saw you. But for some of you, they could have felt like you're quite courageous in their eyes anyway. But maybe they felt like you had that little bit of extra like liquid courage the last time they saw you. But yeah. But this could definitely be more so about them than it is you. It may not even be about liquid courage, just kind of like courage in general. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense for you. But I'm wishing you all the best, all right? Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hi, welcome. Hope you're good. If you've chosen the third group, the blue appetite, then this reading is for you. So the person on your mind, how did they feel the last time they saw you? So we have Six of Cups in reverse. We also have the Hierophant upright. So the last time they saw you, they felt like you had grown up, you know, or you were growing up, like you were maturing, coming into yourself, and they could have thought that you looked different as well. But yeah, they felt like you were maturing, and they felt like it was time for them to let go of the past, because they felt like you weren't holding on to anything. So they kind of looked at themselves and was like, why should I continue to hold on to whatever it is that could have kind of happened between you both in the past, whether it's resentment, you know, heartbreak, sadness, or loss. But yeah, they felt like they should kind of work on moving on from it. But they did feel disappointed because the emotional connection wasn't the same, like it isn't the same anymore. They felt like you both shared a lot of unhappy times and memories with one another as well. And like they kind of feel like no matter how much forgiveness, maturing, letting go of the past and moving on that you guys do, like that past and those memories are always going to be there, you know? So they also felt like you should feel disappointed in them, you know, and they felt you did feel disappointed, but they believed, sorry, that you were hiding it. But yeah, the last time they saw you, they felt like you were wise and a good role model. Wise in general, a good model maybe to like certain people. Maybe even for them in certain ways. Because like they feel like you have so much experience, knowledge or wisdom that literally, sorry, anybody could feel moved or resonate with something that you might say. Like they felt like a lot of people feel connected to you. But they maybe don't feel like you feel connected to a lot of people though. But yeah, the last time they saw you, they felt as though you were very committed to other areas of your life. But yeah, they also felt like you were committed to them in a way, but just like very different to how you were maybe committed to them in the past. So they also felt as though you were smart and educated. But they did feel like there was this distance between you both. Like you weren't trying to get too close to them. But at the same time that you were trying to be there for them or be open and receptive to them. So even though they feel like you weren't trying to get too close, they did feel like you were trying to be respectful at the same time. But yeah, I'm not getting much else from these cards. Okay, so we have formal. How did they feel the last time you saw them? So kind of similar to that Hierophant energy, they did feel like you were maybe being like formal, maybe trying to be responsible, or you were just kind of showing up as responsible. Like you were less logical, less emotional and more logical the last time they saw you, and they felt that. We also have straightforward. So the last time they saw you, they did feel like you were trying to be straightforward, that you were trying to be direct, assertive. And they feel like you were to a certain degree. But again, like trying to be respectful. Try not to cause like issues or any further problems. But we also have victim. So the last time they saw you, they realized that you weren't going to be made to feel like a victim. But please only take that one if it makes sense. We also have anxious. So the last time you saw them, they did feel like you were kind of anxious around them. Or anxious about them or about some situation. For some of you, they felt like you weren't taking them seriously. So we also have just friends. So for some of you, like whatever relation you have had to this person, they feel like, or they felt like, so sorry. They felt like you guys could be friends or could be in a friendly place, or that you guys were friends and, you know, are in a friendly place. So the last time they saw you, they did feel hopeful. So the last time they saw you, they felt like they could have been lied to about you. Like they were thinking some things or heard some things that they realized, like when they last saw you, that it wasn't true. So we also have, don't judge me. So it says, can I suck your toes? Don't judge me. But for some of you, let me see. So for some of you, they felt like they maybe needed to suck up to you a little bit or be on their best behavior. Like they didn't necessarily feel like you were judging them, but they feel like there was like a potential for you to judge them. Do you have more from this card? So you have a beautiful smile and eyes. So they felt like you had a beautiful smile the last time they saw you as well. And they felt like your eyes were very like inviting. Like even though they kind of felt like you didn't want to get too close, they felt like at the same time you were being like accepting or like, not, I don't know if open or inviting is the right word, but that kind of energy, like, you know, when you couldn't like possibly make someone feel bad or uncomfortable, like they feel like you didn't do that. Instead, you were just being respectful, even though you could have maybe gone the other way. So we also have blah, blah, blah. So they also felt like you wanted to keep things very simple, like very chill. Maybe like very like, I don't want to say boring, but simple. We also have take the lead. So they definitely felt like you were taking the lead when it comes to them and your relationship together. And finally, we have balls deep. So they definitely felt like they wanted to get deeper with you, but at the same time, they felt that maybe that kind of, I don't want to say hesitancy from you, but just a desire to not go very deep and to keep things very simple. Yeah, they kind of maybe felt like it wasn't the right time, or you weren't really in the mood to, you know, go deep, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's all I have though for this group. I do hope it could be helpful, and I'm wishing you all the best. All right, take care.